Now, again, pause the video. This is question number 79. Pause the video and try to solve it yourself, okay? Okay, I'm going to give you the solution. Let x be a real number between 0 and 1. So, x is a number between 0 and 1. Between 0 and 1. You can either, see, whenever the power is coming, you have to classify the numbers into separate groups. And those groups are, 0 itself is a group. So, that is one group. Then the values from 0 to 1. 0 to 1 is another group. 1 is a separate group. The value above 1, that means 1 above 1, that is another group. Okay, similarly the left side also there will be minus 1 is a group by itself, minus 1 to 0 is a separate group, and below minus 1, that is a separate group. So whenever powers are coming, the values in each of this group behave separately. For example, if you take this first group of 0, whatever power is happening, it is still going to be 0. Okay, it is still going to be 0. No change is happening. When you're taking the group of 1, whatever power is happening, it is still going to be 1 only, like square root of 1 is 1. But when it is minus 2, 1, this group, if you're taking this group, minus 1 raised to any even power, you're going to plus 1. Minus 1 raised to any even power, you're going to get plus 1. But minus 1 raised to any odd power, you're going to get negative. And when taking square root, taking cube root of minus 3 is fine. Sorry, minus 1 is fine. You're going to get cube root. Cube root of minus 1. Let me write it properly. Cube root of minus 1 is going to be minus 1. Yeah, it's kind of okay. But square root of minus 1, that will create imaginary number. So that is going to create some issues. That's the behavior of that group. Now again, if you take the number above 1, any square of the number above 1, it can be like 1.5 square or 2 square. The result is going to be a bigger number than the original number. If you take 1.5 square, 1.5 square, what is that? It is 2.25. So the result is going to be bigger. And similarly, if you take the square root of a number like say 4, that number is going to be smaller. But the question is asking for the numbers in this range, 0 to 1. So the number is between 0 to 1. That is the group which we are focusing. Now they are saying x square is greater than x cube. Actually, that is true. Because if you take a number, if you have a doubt, you can simply take a number like 0.5. 0.5 is a number between this group. And entire that group between 0 and 1 behave in the same way. So you can assume some value. 0.5 raised to 1 is simply 0.5, of course. 0.5 whole square. What is 0.5 whole square? See, 5 square means 5 into 5. And that is 25. 0.5 whole square means 0.5 into 0.5. 1 point here, 1 point here. Multiplication will become 1 point plus 1 point will 2 point. So 1, 2. It's going to be 0.25. Result is 0.25. See, the value reduced. Now if I'm taking one more square, power, 0.5 cube. 5 cube is 125. Since point is there 3 times, it's going to be 0.25. The value further reduced. So in this group, from 0 to 1, if you take any value, the more higher power you are taking, the value will keep on reducing. That basically means x square is actually greater than x cube. That is true. So this is actually true. Now, they are saying that x is greater than root x. Actually, this is not true. The easiest way to do that is we can take a value like this because we already know that result. So x square is there and you are going to get some value. Okay, or let's write it separately. 0.5 square is there, that is 0.25. If I take square root on both sides, it will become 0.5 is equal to square root of 0.25. So in the same group, what is happening is that 0.25 is there. When I'm taking 0.25 square root, I'm going to get 0.5. The number actually increased, right? So according to the question, they are saying x is greater than root x, or the root x, that should be smaller. But is that happening? No, root of this value is actually bigger. Root of this value is actually bigger than that original value. So this is actually wrong. It should have been x is less than root x. So that should have been, this should have been the case. So this is wrong. And again, how to remember this sign? See, you just have to remember the bigger guy always attacks the smaller guy. Okay, if you have a elder brother or a sister, you will know. If you have a big arrow, the pointy edge will always be pointing at the smaller person. Okay, that's how I remember this value. So the bigger guy always attack the smaller guy. The smaller guy can never attack the bigger guy. Okay, so that's like that. You can remember this. They are saying that x is greater than root x. No, that's not true for this set. In fact, even by looking at this value, you can say that, okay, the higher the power you are taking, the value is reducing. The more power you are taking, the value is reducing. So the inverse is also true. The more square roots you are taking, the value will actually increase. So select the correct answer using the code given below. So we're looking for the correct, right? Which of the statements are correct? Only one is correct. Answer is A. That's it, guys. Again, there are some areas which I didn't tell. For example, this area and this area. You have to find the rules for that also. Okay. Thank you.